Welcome everybody once again to another courtroom special episode of Lockdown 23 in 1. That's right, today we're going to witness the sentencing of Mr. Kyle Rickey. That's right, he killed a cop. Pretty bizarre the way that it all went down as well. We'll get into that before we get into the sentencing, but also we're going to hear a powerful victim impact statement from the father of the fallen officer. So let's get into it, ladies and gentlemen. If you enjoy all things lockup and crime related or very close to it, then this is where you want to be. Hit that like, subscribe, notification bell before you leave, and check out my playlist with many more videos for you to start watching today. So it all began on September 13th, 2023. Kyle Rickey was about to be placed under arrest on a warrant of third-degree harassment. A dusty third-degree harassment, of course, is probably like the worser side of harassment, but still, it's a drop in the bucket compared to all these other major felonies. But it wasn't to Mr. Kyle Rickey. The prosecution says that Rickey went into a shed to retrieve a gun with the intention to kill Officer Cram. The prosecution said that Rickey pulled the trigger 8 times, with 3 of the shots hitting Cram's head. The gun used in the shooting was found near Rickey's sister's house in June of this year. Multiple witnesses were called to testify, including Special Agent Evan Thompson with the Iowa Division of Criminal Investigation. Thompson interviewed Rickey on 2 occasions where Rickey claimed that he could not recall the fatal shooting. Rickey's defense attorney argued that he blacked out during the incident, acting on impulse, and could not remember the shooting afterward. He has been found guilty for first-degree murder by a jury. And like I said, today we're going to witness him get sentenced, but first, the victim impact statement from Officer Cram's father.
The next victim impact statement we have is Mark Cram, who is the father of Kevin Cram.
I can't even imagine having to do something like this. My condolences go out to all the parents out there that had to. Has to be a surreal moment, you know?
Good morning, Judge.
When you're comfortable and when you're ready, you may give your statement.
I'm going to start by telling you about Kevin. You never got a chance to know him because you killed him 90 seconds after you met him. He was absolutely outstanding. He would do anything to help anybody. He was the kind of son that anybody would be proud of. He was an excellent husband to Laura and the kind of father that most men wish they could be. Kevin was constantly taking his boys fishing, playing with them on the living room floor, taking them to the farm to ride in the tractor doing field work, and most importantly, listening to them and teaching them good from bad. The oldest one, Archer, he loved to take pheasant hunting and deer hunting. He taught Archer how to shoot, how to trap raccoons and foxes, how to skin and tan them. He was the best teacher a boy could ever ask for. Kevin's 2 youngest sons would always get a bedtime story from Dad, even if he had to work nights. He would take one of their books to work with him, and when it was their bedtime, he would park his police car, call home to read a story to them before bed. He was truly an excellent dad. He was their teacher, their best friend, and their hero. At his wake, I heard a lot of stories about him I never knew. One of them involved a guy who was headed out of town very early in the morning with his duck boat and pickup. The boat trailer came unhooked from the pickup and ended up on the shoulder of the road. The next thing the guy knew, there was blue lights behind him. Kevin walked up, stood beside him, looked at the boat trailer and said, "I think between the 2 of us we can get it hooked back up." After they got it hooked back up, instead of writing him a ticket, Kevin simply said, "You better hurry up or you're going to miss the first flight of the morning." A woman told me about her son who was into drugs. He would get out of control after using meth. When he would come home, he would go into a rage so bad that his mother couldn't control him. Kevin was the officer who responded. He sat down and talked with the kid, and more importantly, listened to him. When Kevin left the house that night, he gave the mother his business card. On the back of that card, he wrote his personal cell number. He told the mother the next time this happens to call him, day or night, on duty or off duty, he would come back. Kevin went to that house many, many times. Eventually, he convinced that kid to voluntarily go to rehab and get clean. That's the kind of officer he was. He was always trying to do something to help somebody.
Those are the kind of officers that we need more of. Take the extra step to help.
The night he went to arrest you, he did you a favor. He showed you a small act of kindness by letting you put away your skid loader before he took you in. The difference is, everybody else appreciated him doing them a favor. You, on the other hand, used his small act of kindness as an opportunity to ambush him and execute him. That makes you a truly worthless, despicable piece of shit.
This is making me furious. You know why? Because it's very rare that an officer will let you do anything when he's there to arrest you. But you got those cool ones, might let you smoke a cigarette or possibly put your, whatever he said, skid something back where it needs to be. Thinking he's cutting you a break, saving you a hassle. Something that the majority of officers would never do. But that's why. They don't, because of fuck-ups like this. It's a very sad and unexpected world that we live in. Can't put nothing past nobody.
Our son did you a favor, and in return, you killed him. The manner in which you killed him speaks volumes about you. You ambushed him like a coward. After he was on the ground defenseless, you put 3 more bullets in his back. That is the very definition of a yellow, back-shooting coward. And that is you. Even after that act of cowardice was done, you got in your pickup and ran away. You fled like a scared little girl. At the trial, when they had his autopsy pictures up, you were staring at the floor. You put 8 bullets in him, but you weren't able to even look at the damage you caused. Those pictures are forever in our memories. Your name is attached to 46 court records in one capacity or another. At the time you killed Kevin, you were 43 years old. Obviously, you didn't learn from your mistakes like a normal person does. 46 times you were involved with the judicial system in 43 years. You never learn. The most disgusting thing I've ever seen is you ambushing and executing our son on video.
You know, even if they had video and pictures of my son passing away, I don't think there's any way that I'd be able to watch it.
The second most disgusting thing I've ever seen is watching you and your mother hug each other while our son lay on the ground dying, not 10 feet away. What kind of sick, nasty people hug each other while a young man lay dying 10 feet away? I would say you're just trailer trash, but you don't even have a trailer.
Oh,
You're 43 years old and living with mommy.
treacherous.
What is trailer trash without a trailer? Just trash.
Oh, man.
You are a life that is not worthy of life.
Ooh.
There is no good in you. You have no redeeming qualities. There is no reason for you to exist. The pain, suffering, and damage you caused is immense, especially the damage you inflicted on those little boys. That is something that is completely unforgivable. You asked for forgiveness and said you're sorry 11 months after the fact. I'm going to tell you the same thing you told my son. Too late, motherfucker. Remember that? I firmly believe that there is a very special corner in hell that is reserved for people like you that cause pain and damage to little kids. The enabling and coddling you have enjoyed your entire life is over. You are finally going to be held responsible for the outcome of your actions. Your mom isn't going to show up with cash, or your dad isn't going to show up with cash and bail you out. Your mom isn't going to call the judge on your behalf and explain why you didn't pay your fines or your court costs on time.
That's right.
Nobody's going to give you a place to live because you had a fight with your girlfriend. The enabling, the coddling, and the babying is over. You are completely on your own with the consequences of your stupid decisions this time. Kevin was an excellent father, a loving husband, brother, grandson, and son that we are all proud of. Nobody will ever say any of those things about you. Kevin was the kind of person that the world needs more of. You are the kind of person the world needs none of. He was everything that you are not, never have been, and never will be. I'm going to put this in a way that maybe even your simple brain can understand. If I did to your son what you did to mine, how would you feel? You have broken the 5th commandment, thou shalt not kill. You have committed a mortal sin for your own stupid, selfish benefit. Kevin was an innocent victim of your stupidity. Your time is nearer than you think, where you will face the judgment of God. God gave you free will, and you totally, completely abused that right. Guilt will eat at your body and soul as long as you live. Hell will be your home forever. Your sister said she prayed with you and you found God. And then you spent the next 11 months lying by pleading not guilty. Everybody in the world knows you did it, and you still lied. You didn't find God. That's bullshit. If you did, you wouldn't have spent the last 11 months lying. I want you to think about this, and you got the rest of your life in a cage to think about it. The murderer shall envy the murdered. Burn in hell, ball.
Very, very sorry for your loss, sir. But without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into the sentencing.
The court denies the request of the defendant to reconsider its ruling filed yesterday on defendant's motion for new trial and for arrest of judgment. I carefully considered everything, and I cannot be persuaded at this time to change my position. So, again, the motion's overruled.
Denied. No more trials for him.
Pursuant to the provisions of Iowa Code Sections 902.1 and 901.7, the defendant is sentenced and committed to the custody of the Director of the Iowa Department of Corrections for the rest of his life.
Natural born.
The code does not provide for a fine to be imposed nor a surcharge. Is there anything further on behalf of the state?
Nothing else, Judge. Thank you.
On behalf of the defendant,
No, Your Honor.
then we are now adjourned. Thank you.
Kyle Rickey. Smoked. I got a feeling he's gonna have a rough time in prison. Yeah. Wonder where the audio went. But man, yeah, he's getting bathed in smoke right now. What kind of wristband is that yet? Oh, those are cuffs. I'm tripping. They're blue, so it's kind of hard to see from over here with this little window. Yeah. Man, he's got a duck, bob, and weave through those clouds of smoke. 4X jumper. Man, oh man.
While the smoke changed firefighting conditions for the Wapiti fire, at least.
That was the next video playing. I haven't even turned off the smoke yet. Look, this is the video that played next. I don't know if I should be going camping this weekend as planned. Something's trying to tell me something here, but let me flip the camera. The reason why I flip the camera around is because I look at a monitor over here, so when I'm reacting, it doesn't make my head look like I'm looking off screen. But that is a wrap, ladies and gentlemen. Hopefully you enjoyed today's episode. I know I did. Possibly the most powerful victim impact statement I've ever heard. Pretty crazy how it all went down behind a third-degree harassment charge. Some people, man, they really truly freak out knowing that they're about to go back to lockup. But for anybody out there who thinks a different outcome's gonna come their way, maybe 20, 30 years, for killing a cop, think again. It's either life or death. There's no in between. But stay tuned for the next episode. We are jumping into the courtroom once again to witness the sentencing of Michael Jackson Bolaños. That's right, not to mention what his attorney does when he gets sentenced is unbelievable. Never seen an attorney get emotional like this behind their defendant's sentencing. Pretty wild, so be on the lookout for that, and the only way to do that is by hitting that notification bell, setting it to all. As always though, until the next time, y'all be easy, be safe, and more importantly than anything, stay free.